to our channel. I am Gigi, aqui Brazilian friend, a pessoa que head to our channel, and here we are once again to continue the Gita reading. Today is going to be the chapter 3, verse 10 till 15. Everybody ready? Mulher, ao vivo, não esqueça. A little bit late, but it was the time that I found to do the Gita reading. As I say it, I will read the sloka and the commentary by Swami Kundanand in a different way that I do normally. In general, hi Zenitsu. In general, I read all the slokas and then the commentary, but today I'm going to read the sloka and the commentary, okay? Hi Harsh. Chapter 3, verse 10. In the beginning of creation, Brahma created humankind along with deities and said, prosper in the performance of these yajnas, for they shall bestow upon you all you wish to achieve. This verse is so beautiful, right? I'm going to read the commentary by Swami Kundanand. All the elements of nature are integral parts of the system of God's creation. All the parts of the system naturally draw from and give back to the whole. The sun lends stability to the earth and provides heat and light necessary for the life to exist. Earth creates food from its soil for our nourishment and also holds essential minerals in its womb for a civilized lifestyle. The air moves the life force in our body and enables transmission of sound energy. We humans too are an integral part of the entire system of God's creation. The air that we breathe, the earth that we occupy, the water that we drink, and the light that illumines our day are all gifts of creation to us. While we partake of these gifts to sustain our lives, we also have our duties toward the integral system. Krishna says that we are obligated to participate with the creative force of nature by performing our prescribed duties in the service of God. That is the yajna he expects from us. 11. By your sacrifice, the celestial gods will be pleased, and by cooperation between humans and the celestial gods, great prosperity will reign for all. Now I'm going to read the commentary. The celestial gods or devatas are in charge of the administration of the universe. The Supreme Lord does his work of managing the universe through them. These devatas live within this material universe in the higher planes of existence, called Swarga, or the celestial abodes. The devatas are not God, they are souls like us. They occupy specified posts in the affairs of running the world. Consider the federal government of a country. There is a Secretary of State, a Secretary of the Treasury, a Secretary of Defense, Attorney General, and so on. These are posts, and chosen people occupy those posts for a limited tenure. At the end of the tenure, the government changes and all the post holders change too. Similarly, in the administering of the affairs of the world, there are posts such as Agni Devi, the god of fire, Vayu, the god of the wind, Varuna Dev, the god of the ocean, Indra Dev, the king of the celestial gods, etc. So selected by virtue of their deeds in past lives occupy these seats for a fixed number of ages and administer the affairs of the universe. These are the Devatas, celestial gods. The Vedas mention various ceremonies and processes for the satisfaction of the celestial gods, and in turn, these Devatas bestow material prosperity. However, when we perform our yajna for the satisfaction of the Supreme Lord, the celestial gods are automatically appeased, just as when we water the root of the tree, the water inevitably reaches its flowers, fruits, leaves, branches, and twigs. Now let's read the 12. The celestial gods being satisfied by the performance of sacrifice will grant you all the desired necessities of life. But those who enjoy what's given to them without make offering in return are verily thieves. 13. The spiritually minded who eat food that is first offered in sacrifice are released from all kinds of sin. Others who cook food for their own enjoyment verily eat only sin. All living beings subsist on food, and food is produced by rains. Rains come from the performance of sacrifice, and sacrifice is preceded by the performance of prescribed duties. Now I'm going to read the commentary. Here Lord Krishna is describing the cycle of nature. Rain begs grains, grains are aided and transformed into blood. From blood, semen is created. Semen is the seed from which the human body is created. Human beings performing yajanas, and this propitiate the celestial gods who then cause rains, and so the cycle of life. Now 15. The duties for human beings are described in the Vedas, and the Vedas are manifested by God Himself. Therefore, the all-pervading Lord is eternally present in acts of sacrifice. Now I'm going to read the commentary. The four Vedas, Rig Veda, Ajurveda, Sama, Atharva Veda, all emanated from the breath of the Supreme Divine Personality. In these eternal Vedas, the duties of humans have been laid down by God Himself. These duties have been planned in such a way that through their performance, immaterially engrossed persons may gradually learn to control their desires and slowly elevate themselves from the mode of ignorance to the mode of passion, and from the mode of passion to the mode of goodness. These duties are enjoined to be dedicated to Him as yajna. Hence, duties consecrated as sacrifice to God verily become godly, of the nature of God, and non different from Him. In the Bhagavatam 11:19-39, Sri Krishna declares to Uddhava, I, the son of Vasudeva, I am Yajna. The Vedas state, Yajna is indeed Lord Vishnu himself. Reiterating, reiterating this principle, Sri Krishna says in this verse that God is eternally present in the act of sacrifice. Very powerful, right, guys? Toma. Sim, deixa aí. Um, Haifa. I saw some. Namaste Utpal. Deeds are sacrificing yajna. I always tell you the importance of yajna. Yes. All these verses are very powerful. I like this chapter a lot of the Gita. I didn't read a lot like I used to do because I think it's most important to absorb well what we read. And the commentary by Swami Kundanand I like the most because it's very simple to understand. And he's a Hare Krishna. Some people don't like, some people like, but what I like is his commentaries are really easy to understand. Basically, the essence of these slokas that we just read together is about the deeds, our sacrifice that we should do accordingly to Brahman, to elevate ourselves. Which action that we take in life should be a sacrifice for the divine. Thank you, Roger. His commentaries are good, but Gigi, do you understand the term yajna? We translate the yajna, the deeds, the rituals, the actions. We translate to sacrifice. I think I don't like this translation that much because in the English, sacrifice is like something difficult, something heavy, not just a sacred action, a pure action to elevate our spiritual mind, to reconnect us, to remember us, our soul, who we are, and our goal. It was so quickly the life today, right? But anyways, a good way to keep this in mind is we keep continue reading the scriptures, talking to people about it, have our group to do the sadhana. Because when you read those things, we start to do our things, we start forgetting this. We need to always keep in mind that our life, our entire life, it's a yajna, it should be. But we are so deep in Maya that we don't remember this easily. We need to keep reminding ourselves. That's why you need to keep reading the scriptures, listen people that knows how to elevate us, that remind us we need to keep doing our spiritual practice. Our body, our soul, you remember who you are. We're going to be able to elevate ourselves and achieve our goal, our spiritual supreme goal. Oh, no matter, Roger. When I opened channel, I knew that haters or people that do criticism, it's going to have always. I don't care much for this because I have this channel for a purpose. I want to talk about Sanana Dharma, my experience, the knowledge that I receive a little bit about my life. And doesn't matter if it's going to grow a lot, if it's not going to grow, I'm going to be here. Simple like that. Something that most of you don't know. In Brazil, I had another YouTube channel in Portuguese, and my YouTube channel had like 16,000 views and 7,000 views, a lot of views talking about beauty. And I stopped the channel to create this one to talk about something that I really want, that it's Anandharma. And this channel about Anand, you can see that I don't receive so much views like I used to receive in the beauty channel. But I'm still here. It's not going to change. I came back to the other channel and do both together. But just I'm not going to. Doesn't matter that I receive bad comments. Doesn't matter that some people don't like. Doesn't matter that I don't receive many views. This channel is going to be here. Who likes can keep following me. I'm going to be here to talk about my life as I do about Sanana Dharma. This is going to be always the main purpose of this channel. Talk about me as a Sanatani. I can live in Brazil. I can live in Mexico, UK, in this channel is going to talk about the scriptures, going to be my experiences, my spiritual experience with Sanama Dharma. Going to talk about my life. Who likes can follow me. Who don't like can go away because there's a lot of channels talking about absolute every single thing in the world. So I don't care for the criticism. I'm going to be here. Alright, our body, our life, all our yajna that is related to sacrifice, but sacrifice means very different. Our deeds karma. Our selfish is our sacrifice, yes. But we should not see as a sacrifice something difficult because when you remember that we should follow Dharma and it's not something bad. When you act according to Dharma, we are acting according in a way that is going to bring blessing to us. We are going to be acting in a way that our life is going to be transformed. We will live good. Like that's why you should not look to the yajanas like in a battle. Some fight against our desires is difficult, but we always need to remember why you are doing this. It's not just because it's an order. It's not just because it's a doctrine to keep us in control. It's to achieve a higher level, to achieve moksha, to live a good life with ourselves, our soul, our environment, people around us. So it's just things that are going to bring blessings to our life. So we should see just it as a job, our actions according to Dharma, that it's going to be something good, going to be a pleasure to follow Dharma. We should see as a something pleasurable, follow the Dharma, and do our duties as a yajna to Brahman, to Lord Krishna, or whatever you want to call. Because it's everything for our well being, spiritually, mentally, body. So we should feel like this. It's something good. We are not sacrificing, it's not something heavy. And when you use this word sacrifice, sometimes people already see as something heavy, something difficult that's going to be feel bad. But when we keep our mind that is for our good, to receive blessings in the future, because this is going to open space, beautiful things become more easy to live this way. Italy, yeah, we already finished this, Lucas. If you want to come back in the beginning of the life. It's a fire cauldron using old ancient time your sacrifice of the crops for farm. Yes, we are putting sacrifice the sacrifice made to gods. Yes, I remember. Our bodies the cauldron of the fire, these actions upon. We put in good food and our body develops. We put in good thoughts, our mind develops. We put in good deeds, our soul develops. Yes. That's why it's important to take care with the things that we see, you hear, and you do. Because everything affects your mind. And when things affect your mind, you're going to start to acting with this thought. So we need to always search how to elevate our mind. Keep good thoughts, talk with good people, go in a good place, be with people that have the same goals, the same values as us. Radhe Prakash. आपके से हो. Like when I become Sanatani, all the teachings that I received made me reflect a lot in the things that I was consuming, the food, the songs, the people, and I did many changes. Like now I am more aware of the things that goals and things that do not help me. So I chose better with which people are going to walk and talk, what they're going to watch, the food that I'm going to put in my body, because our body is a temple. The soul, God, lives in our body. He's living through us. So we need to have a good food. We need to take care of the hygiene, the beauty. Everything's connected. So I keep this thought. My body is a temple. My words, my thoughts, my actions is the actions that I should be according to Krishna. Like which thoughts, which words, which actions fit, match with someone that is elevated. I am Evans and I'm in Rome. I am always late. But I save all the lives, so if you didn't watch the reading of the verse, you come back. Because I never delete the live. The live keeps here so everybody can see. Doesn't matter if it's late or not. But you should not disturb Gigi when she was reading because I was not. I just read the commentaries when I finish otherwise I lost the thought. But today the live it was really quick. It's already just 24 minutes. In the beginning, I used to read more than one sloka, like 16 slokas, and I think it's not good to really absorb the thought. So it's better to read one, two, three, or four. Read the commentary so we can memorize, we can fix, we can meditate better in this sloka. Little bit of topic I saw in one of your videos. You were saying the video was right now. But it's a false but it's beautiful. That's why I say it in the video, because if I say another thing, people will say that I lie because I will be accusing the historians to be lying. So I use the information that is considered official by the historians. Otherwise, people will be, oh, but you're saying this, and the Wikipedia saying another thing. The important is the message. I think I need to put something here to be more pretty. I thought put, I don't know, create as a not here, but since I'm going to move to another house, I will let to do there. So it's going to be pretty, maybe a better song, I don't know. Please watch video of David Bowie on early invasion to hers. He explains everything, everything is. Thank you for the suggestion. I'm going to search what's the name? David Frawley. People was about the time before the orator started the novel. Yes. This is the poem has a misconception. Writing and the existence before. Because one thing is to write one story. You write the story in a day, don't mean that this story was created at a day. Because we don't know when the stories were created, when they have exactly. We know that people used to pass down generation to generation. But who was the first person in the world that come for the first time? You're not going to know because it's something transcendental. Radhe Radhe Bharat. European historians, the historians, you are fluent you need to know the true and short. It doesn't matter what the entire world says. The stories of India is really difficult to know. I think more knowledge are hiding because I think one thing that I think that is sad about India, for example, Egypt. Egypt has a deep archaeology happening there. People are investing money to know more about the past, and I think it needs this more in India. Theology, the interest to really understand theology of Sanatana Dharma needs more archaeological job to understand the ancient civilization, like the Harappan, because many things started there. And obviously, India is very diverse, has different traditions with the different versions of the same stories. You need to see these and pay attention to these details. Your favorite event in this timeline? Favorite event. I know it's going to be a little bit obvious, but I think the most important is the war in the Mahabharata, because from there we have so many knowledge, so many people, so many characters with different things to teach us. I think this is really important because we see also knowledge that is too futuristic for the time that happened. And I think the stories of Mahabharata one day it's going to be, how can I say, I'm going to find more things, historically speaking. Veda was writing by Veda Vyasa around 2005 he was Mahan before that he was orally passed down, but the oldest physical copy of Vedas was Hi Jiji, thank you. Hi Freya, up que cerrou. Praising, condolence. Yeah, I want to talk about this. I don't like to talk about this because, for example, in the video that I did about Bangladesh, I received a notification of YouTube. They, send the video that much because it was sensitive content. That's why I don't like to talk. Because sometimes YouTube don't reach people exactly. Some YouTubers say that I should change the words, but still it's difficult. It's a timeless genius. This is one thing that I like about Sanatana Dharma. We have the histories following a line. It's not like, for example, in other religions, that one started here and then here and it makes everything more confused. Like in in the whole scriptures of Hindu, you see a line, you see the things happening according in a way that it's easy to follow. For people that are initiating in this path become more easy to understand. Yeah, because what I like in the Mahabharata, the war, first involves many people, are two big empires. And when you see each character, all the characters, Krishna, Rukmini, the kings, all the characters and their personal stories has so many things to teach that is still extremely valuable to us about honor, bravery, true, the importance of Dharma. You can take so many things. And talking about the war, the literally war, the fighting, we see the description of some things in the Mahabharata about this war that it's like how it's possible. Like it's seeing something that I don't know. I think in the future you're going to be able to find out that has more real things about this war than some people think. Namaste, because आपका स्वागत है. But I think Samundar Mita is the most important event in Hindus. Why? Lord Ram states how to live in dignity, and Lord Krishna states how to keep it in dignity. Yes, so this is interesting. Each character has a different way to deal with things, but in a good way, so you can be really inspired about. It is difficult to choose which one is the favorite, which one's the best, because everything is connected. connected, and one is connected with others and give importance as everything connected. And which one doing one part because this is important about community. This is something that I think, especially here in the Western people, forget a little bit the importance of community. That we are not just one simple like this in a way that it's me, myself, and I. We should have more social thought. Together, we become more strong. When we start to divide ourselves, problems start to come. The event of Ramayana is also very important because Lord Rama destroyed the Asura earth. Yes. Oh, thank you, Mr. Creepy. Thank you, Dhanyavad, Dhanyavad. Thank you a lot for your supporting. Yes, in Mahabharata, every character wants to follow personal rightness. In today's world, we don't have this. Yeah, this is something really bad about the today's world because people are so self-centered. Even the values that we have in today's world, especially here in the Western, we are always taught to think just about us and the things that are going to give pleasure to us because the only thing that's going to make you happy is to follow your desires. But unfortunately, when you stop to think in a rational way, we see that this is not true. If you just follow what makes you happy and give you pleasure, can bring many problems in the future. So I think we should be aware the real, in my opinion, be free is not about to do whatever you want in the way you want, just thinking your happiness and your pleasure. No, the freedom is you have the ability, the knowledge, the intelligence to decide what's the best thing for you, not just now, but a long term too. So you need this division was allowed to live and rule over Asuras and Daitas. Over was left of the run, but they decline in power. You also have some actions in Mahabharata. Yes, Michelle over there was like this. Because he was also some. Yes. Guys, sorry because of the noise. Someone is talking the phone. So anyways, thank you for your presence here. Thank you for your support. Now I need to go to do my stuff. I have to create video for this week. Thank you for being here. This conversation was really good. And next Thursday we're going to be here to continue with the third chapter. Firmalingue!